First thing, am I audible to all of you now? 30, and from top we are. I'm going to start. Till yesterday, we studied that Dr. Sadao and his wife Hannah, they were preparing. They were thinking like what is to be done with the person, like whether to throw him back into the sea, and or second suggestion is that they should hand him over to the police authorities, and the third is that they should bring this person into their house. And finally they decided that they should bring this person into the house, and the person was brought inside the house. He was laid on the floor of the room of Dr. Sadao's father. Fine. And now the point is like the person was very dirty. So first important thing is that the person's body must be clean, and for that also it was decided that Yumi, the servant, she would do the cleaning part. So as they were discussing about things, and they discussed that they would inform the other servants, the three servants also, that the person who was brought into the house, that is the prisoner of war, he will be sent outside. He will be handed over to the police authorities the day when he would be all right, because still he is not whole, he is not complete. Means there is a wound, and I told you yesterday also there was a gun wound, the bullet was there in the body. So as and when they'll be able to take out that bullet from his body, the person will be immediately handed over to the police authorities, right? So now I'm starting from page number 30 and the first line. This man must have extraordinary vitality, as I was explaining this line last line, yeah, right? So this man must have extraordinary vitality, or he would have been dead by now. Very important line I told you. Extraordinary vitality. This person is having extraordinary strength. That is why he was able to survive to this, this level. Otherwise, any common person would have died in such a circumstances. The person would not be able to fight. So that is why it's the person is strong enough. But then he was very young, perhaps not yet 25 also. And the another important thing is that, as you all know, that if there is a wound in a young person, young boy, fine, then that wound heals within a less duration of time. But if it is in the middle-aged person, if it is in the old age person, then it takes much time to heal. So here also the comparison is there. The author says that this person was able to heal, and he was able to maintain his stamina because he's he has not reached even 25. He is very young. So that is why he was able to struggle and survive to this level. So now, you mean die from the operation. Now this line is the answer, as they were discussing. Sadao said, na, like what if he should die? Like it is on page number 29, the last line yesterday we were discussing. So Sadao replied that as they were discussing, like what would happen if the person would live? What would happen if the person would die? So now the answer is, you mean die from the operation, like while operating upon the person, if the person may die, then what will happen? Yes, Sadao said. Yes, Sadao said, yeah, because if the person may die, like what will happen? What will be the circumstance? Hannah considered this doubtfully, and when she did not answer, Sadao turned away. Now, Hannah is a mature lady. She understands each and everything. So Hannah was thinking, like, why this point is coming, like why the person should die during the operation. So now, when Hannah considered this doubtfully, and when she did not answer, Sadao turned away. So as they were discussing, Sadao and Hannah did not answer to this question, and because of this, Sadao, he also moved away from the place. At any rate, something must be done with him, he said. And first, he must be washed. Now, Sadao said that something must be done means like we are supposed to do something with this person. And the important thing is that because of this person, we cannot be in danger also. Our whole family must not face any danger. So first thing is that the person must be washed properly. He went quickly out of the room, and Hannah came behind him. She did not wish to be left alone with the white man. Now immediately, as Sadao was thinking something, like first is that a person should be washed, and after that, like what action to be taken upon the person, that is to be done. So they have to be very quick. Immediately Sadao came out of the room, and following him his wife Hannah also immediately came out of the room. She did not want to be all alone with this white man who is their enemy. Now, he was the first she had seen since she left America, and now he seemed to have nothing to do with those whom she had known there. Now, see, after leaving this place, that is America, as they came to Japan, after coming to Japan, they did not see any American in their country. And this person, that the prisoner of war, is the first person they are looking at, like after many years after their return from America. And so here he was her enemy, a menace, living or dead. And this person is obviously not a friend also, not a guest also who is welcomed in the house. Actually, the person is the enemy. A menace. Menace means a problem. A person who is like, whether the person is living, then also a problem. Whether the person dies, that in that condition also he is a problem. So he is a menace. He is a problem, whether the person is living or dead. Now she turned to the nursery and called Yumi. As I told you yesterday also, like Yumi is the maid servant taking care of the kids. So as it was discussed between Sadao and Hana that they would be calling Yumi and Yumi would wash this person. So now Hana, she turned towards the nursery in order to call Yumi. But the children heard her voice and she had to go in for a moment and smile at them and play with the baby boy, now nearly 3 months old. Now, as she called the name of Yumi out of the nursery, and as she entered the baby boy who heard his mother's voice, so the baby was about to sleep, but now it was not sleeping. So that is why Hannah had to pamper, Hannah had to show her love and affection to the baby. And now, over the baby's soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth, Yumi, come with me. Now, as the baby was about to sleep, but as the boy heard her mother's voice, so the boy was not sleeping. So now the mother holds the baby in her arms and very softly she said to Yumi that, Yumi, you are supposed to come with me. I will put the baby to her bed. Yumi replied, he is ready. Now Yumi replied that the baby is ready means he is given the wash, he has given the food also, everything is done. So now the thing is that at least the baby should sleep, because otherwise what would happen, the baby would continuously cry, so that would not be better. So first let me put the baby to sleep and after that I'll be coming. She went with Yumi into the bedroom next to the nursery and stood with the boy in her arms while Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. Now Yumi, she went to the bedroom. As earlier she was in the nursery, and now she went to the bedroom that was attached to the nursery, setting the bed properly. Then she made the baby lie down on the bed and covered the baby with the quilt. Then Hannah led the way quickly and softly to the kitchen. The two servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. The gardener, who was also a house servant, pulled the few hairs on his upper lip. Now, as it was discussed that Hannah would inform Yumi about the presence of this person in their house, right? And Sadao was supposed to inform the other two servants, as Sadao had informed the other two servants also that they have the enemy in their house. So now as Hannah was returning back to the kitchen, she heard the two servants. They were frightened. They were afraid because of the presence of the enemy in their house. So they were also discussing why the master had brought this person into the house. And this old gardener, he was, trimming his this mustache also at that moment. Now, you can see in the next passage, there is the passage, it is written in the inverted comma. And this passage is very, very important. So you can put a star mark also, fine. So now listen, pay attention. The master ought not to heal the wound of this white man, he said bluntly to Hannah. Now Hannah, as she came to the kitchen, and the two servants, they were also in the kitchen. So now the person, as I told you that these servants, they were there in the house from the time of Sadao's father. So they are just like the family members, right? So like one of the servant, he said to Hannah that the master, that is Dr. Sadao, must not have brought this enemy into the house. The white man ought to die. First he was shot, then the sea caught him and wounded him with her rocks. If the master heals what the gun did and what the sea did, then they will take revenge on us. Now, what is the response? As the servants, they are, they have the narrow thinking. They do not have the, the broad thinking. They are not educated people also. So now one of the servants, the old gardener, mature enough, very aged also, he suggested, he advised Hannah that as this person, he struggled and he was first shot by the bullet, but even then he survived. And then he was struggling with the seas, and in the sea he was struggling with the rocks also, but even then he still survived. So now what will happen, since these two things attacked upon the person and even then the person was able to survive, now this means that these two things, they would take revenge upon us, because the person is in our house and the person has not died also. So now the thing is that this person, these things, they will take revenge upon us. So now we have to be very much alert also. I will tell him what you say. Hannah replied courteously. Courteously means with the due respect. As I told you that this person has these servants, they are the, part of the family. So now Hannah said that, fine, sir, I will send your message to Dr. Sada. But she herself was also frightened. Now listening to these words of this servant, now Hannah was also frightened. She was also thinking like, if she pay attention seriously to the words of this person, yeah, somehow he is right. So now she was frightened, although she was not superstitious as the old man was. Now, as I told you that these two servants, these three servants actually, they are not so very much educated. They have narrow thinking. They were superstitious also. So Hannah was thinking that as she's not having such beliefs also, superstitious beliefs also, but even then in such a thinking also, something is right also. And so now, could it ever be well to help an enemy? Nevertheless, she told Yumi to fetch the hot water and bring it to the room where the white man was. Now she was thinking all these things, and immediately she asked Yumi to bring this bucket of hot water in order to wipe out this person, clean this person. She went ahead and slid back the partitions. Now see, in this room, there are the partitions, not the doors. The doors are not there properly. Like you have to open the knob. It was a sliding door. For example, you may have seen in the cartoons like Hagimaru and such cartoons are there. So in that we have seen the sliding doors are there. So here also such a door was there. So she slid back the partition. Now Sada was not yet there, Yumi following, put down her wooden bucket. Then she went over to the white man. When she saw him, her thick lips folded themselves into stubbornness. I have never washed a white man, she said, and I will not wash so dirty a one now. Now, as Hannah has told to Yumi that what you are supposed to do, why you are brought in this room. The important thing is that we have given shelter to an enemy and you are supposed to clean this person. So now as they both entered and Yumi was holding the bucket of hot water also. So in this time when they entered, now Yumi saw this white man, that is the American, who is the prisoner of war also. So she said that I am not supposed to wash this person. First thing, he is an enemy. That is, he is a white man, an enemy. So I'm not going to wash. And in another condition, for example, as the person is wounded, he is unconscious. For example, I can help the person, but the condition is the person is very dirty. So in that condition, I am not at all going to wash. Hannah cried at her severely. Severely means very strictly, and cried means shouted. Very loudly, she shouted upon Yumi, you will do what your master commands you. Commands means orders you. What your master is ordering you, you are supposed to follow the instructions because you are just a servant. Because here she had to behave in this manner because now she wanted to help this person. So that is why she behaved in this manner with Hannah also, spoken in a very loud tone. There was so fierce a look of resistance upon Yumi's round, dull face that Hannah felt unreasonably afraid. After all, if the servant should report something that was not as it happened, Now see, as she shouted upon Yumi, so as I told you that all these three servants, they are from the past many, many years. They have the hold also in this house. They have respect also in the house. So when Hannah behaved in such a manner, then this lady, she showed resistance. That this means that she is not at all ready to do this task. If her heart is not at all supporting her, that she should do such a work, then she is not going to do. So there was a fierce look, angry look on the face of Yumi, and that was, clearly revealing this fact that she is not at all going to clean this person. And so now Hannah felt unreasonably afraid, and Hannah was afraid to see the person, the look upon the person's face. And now, after all, if the servant should report something that was not as it happened, and moreover, now she is afraid of the servants also, because if the husband and the wife, if they would annoy these servants, and if in such a condition they would go straight away to the police station, inform the authorities, then obviously in that matter, like the strict action may be taken against them. So many points, so many thoughts were coming into the mind of Hannah, like what is to be done, what not to be done. She was in dilemma. Very well, she said with the dignity. Now she was able to understand the respect of a person, and what she was doing to the person who was the part of his or her family from the past many years, simply for an enemy who has just entered into their house. So now she said with in dignified tone, she said, very well, fine. You understand, we only want to bring him to his senses so that we can turn him over as a prisoner. Now she said in a softer tone that we are, what is our intention of bringing this person into the house? The intention is that the person is a sufferer. He is wounded. So the first thing is that we would be, taking care of this person. We would bring him out of danger also. And after that, we'll hand him over to the authorities. I will have nothing to do with it, Yumi said. I'm a poor person and it's not my business. Now, Yumi, once again, she shouted that it's not my duty, you have appointed me in this house only to take care of the kids. And I'm not supposed to wash an enemy and something like that. It's not my duty. So she shouted, and I'm a very poor person. I am not at all interested to involve in such matters. For example, in this case, like if the whole family and the servants would be caught for giving shelter to an enemy, so in that condition, what will happen? Their life will also be in danger. So she said that I do not want to involve myself in this activity. Then please, Hannah said gently, return to your own work. Now Hannah was not having any other option to say apart from this thing. So Hannah said in a very softer tone again that fine, if you are not willing to do this task, then simply go to your room and take care of the kids. So fine, let me think like what I can do. At once, Yumi left the room, but this left Hannah with the white man alone. She might have been too afraid to stay, had not her anger at Yumi's stubbornness now sustained her. Now, as Yumi immediately left the room, she was all alone with the person in the room. And she might have been too afraid to stay, had not her anger at Yumi's stubbornness now sustained her. She was also not interested to stay in this room. She also wanted to leave this room, but at that moment she was staying there because of the Yumi's stubbornness. Stubborn means like the person who is very rigid, who's firm, like this is the decision, this is the resolution I have taken, and I am not going to change it, whether whatever circumstances the person has to face. So stubbornness means like a strict decision, a firm decision the person takes in his or her life. So now, as Yumi was very stubborn that she is not going to wash this person, so because of that, she was standing there thinking like what is to be done. If servants are behaving in this manner, the servants are aware that they are doing something wrong. The master and the mistress, they are doing wrong. They are able to understand that why the husband and the wife are not able to understand. Stupid Yumi, she muttered fiercely. Is this anything but a man, and a wounded, helpless man? Now she was talking to herself. She said that Yumi is foolish. And what is wrong in this person? Whether the person is white man, fine, agreed. But actually the person is a human being. That is the important thing. And find the person is actually the wounded, helpless man. And these days we are you all can see, and you have been observing also, like in newspapers also, on television also, we can see that in America, because of one person who was killed in the prison, the Negro, because of that, this is happening, that racism should not be there. It should be abolished. Like nobody should be addressed as the black person or the white person. Such things should not be there. Fine. So she says that why we should discriminate, whether the person is white or fine, but the thing is that he's a human being, important thing, and he's wounded. In the conviction of her own superiority, she bent impulsively and untied the knotted rugs that kept the white men covered, in the conviction of her superiority. Now, see, one thing you must understand, that the Japanese people are very much proud of themselves. They are very much confident that they can do anything. For example, as I told you in the beginning of the lesson also, like in 1945, America attacked in the first World War II on Japan, and there was a bomb blast also on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But even after that also, they managed, still survived and struggled, and we can see that they are producing so many things. They are manufacturing so many things which are transported to different countries, and they are not letting Americans to come to their country to sell even a needle in their country. So they consider themselves superior. Superiority complex is there. So now she is thinking, in her conviction, in her mind, in her thoughts, she was thinking that they are superior than the Americans. And now she decided that if Yumi is not doing, and she has not given permission to Dr. Sadao also to clean the person. Now, who is the person who is supposed to clean? Now, she herself. So she decided to untie the rugs. She was about to open the knotted rugs, or the person was wearing the shirt or whatsoever. When she had his breast bare, she dipped the small clean towel that Yumi had brought into the steaming hot water and washed his face carefully. The man's skin, though rough with exposure, was of a fine texture and must have been very blunt when he was a child. Now, Hannah, as she had to do, no other option was left. So now she decided to to wipe the person. So she took a towel and then dipped it into the hot water and then cleaned the person. Now, while she was thinking these thoughts, though not really liking the man, better now that he was no longer a child, she kept on washing him until his upper body was quite clean. But she dared not turn him over. Where was Sadao? Now she had to clean the person, so she cleaned his face, she cleaned the upper body of this person, and she was waiting for Dr. Sadao also to come at this moment. Now her danger was ebbing. Ebbing means there was a up and down was there in her heart, and the anger was rising in her mind, like what is to be done. And there was anger was ebbing, and she was anxious again, and she rose, wiping her hands on the wrong towel. Then, lest the man be chilled, she put the quilt over this person. So now, as she wiped, she cleaned this person with the towel, and after completing that, she felt that like now it could be possible that the person was wiped with water, and it was very cold also during those days. So she decided that the person would be feeling cold. She covered the person with the quilt. Sadao, she called softly. And see, inside her mind also it was going on that she should call Sadao, and Sadao should be there with her. As she called the name of Sadao, Sadao entered. He had been about to come in when she called. His hand had been on the door, and now he opened. As she called the name of Sadao, Sadao was at that moment opening the door, and he entered. She saw that he had brought his surgeon's emergency bag and that he wore his surgeon's coat. Now he was very much ready with all the attire. He was wearing the doctor's white coat, and he was carrying his briefcase also, in which he was carrying the paraphernalia. Paraphernalia means the instruments that he would be needing during the time of the operation, like the pair of the scissors and so many other things that would be needed. Fine. So all the things were there, and he was ready to get set to go. You have decided to operate, she cried. Now she asked, Sadao, that have you decided? Have you planned that you are going to operate upon this person? Yeah, he said shortly. He turned his back to her and unfolded that sterilized towel upon the floor of the Tokonoma alcove and put his instruments out upon it. Now he said, yeah, because there is no other possibility. I have to take care of this person. I have to take out the bullet also first thing, because the person is unconscious. So first thing is that the person should regain his consciousness. Now what he did during those days, like it was not like that, like we are using, the doctors are using new needle for a single person. Like it used to be like one needle is used for n number of people. It was sterilized again and again in keeping it for many hours in the hot water. So this way the things were done. So now what is done, Dr. Sadao, he put a sterilized towel, a towel which was kept in hot water so that it should be free from germs. So he kept a sterilized towel on the table. Then he started placing one by one all the instruments that he would be needing during the time of the operation, right? So he started, placing them on the towel. And it seems as if he is displaying in a beautiful manner. He was decorating the things. He was displaying the things. So that is compared to the Tokonoma Shiv, Tokonoma alcove. So what happened, like when he displayed all the instruments on this towel, it was compared as if it is the Tokonoma alcove. And Tokonoma alcove is a Japanese way of decorating the things. Fine. So in the same manner, he was decorating his all the instruments. And now, and put his instruments out upon it. Fetch towels, he said. Now, Dr. Sadao, very important thing about his character that you must remember is, like during the time when he is in his professional avatar, you can say, like he is not at all bothered like what is happening around him. He is fully devoted. He is fully, devoted to his work. He had so much of dedication, sincerity, passion in his work that he forgets about each and everything. Whosoever is standing near him, he simply concentrates in his work. That is the best part of his personality. So now he immediately ordered Hannah to bring more towels. She went obediently. Again, this word is coming obediently. So this shows that Hannah is, an obedient wife. She is always obeying the orders of her husband. But how anxious now to the linen shelves, and took out the towels. There ought also to be old pieces of matting so that the blood would not ruin the fine floor covering. As I told you yesterday also, like the women and the mothers and the girls also, they are very much alert about the cleanliness. And now the boys are also becoming very much conscious because of, and everyone is aware about the cleanliness now because of this corona. Everyone, even the small child, is learning the importance of washing the hands, cleaning the things and everything. So now Hannah was very much concerned, like as this person was bleeding. And as I told you, you must remember, because we are going to have this point once again. See, as I told you, when the person was found at the beach, at that time he was severely bleeding, right? So now see, in order to control that severe bleeding, what was done by Sadao? He put that, the sea moss on this wound in order to stop the bleeding. Fine, you remember, I believe that everybody remembers. We are going to connect with this point once again. So now see what happened. As the blood was still coming out, the drops were coming out from his this wound. So now Hannah decided that the blood is coming out. So the mat should not be dirty because of this blood. So she decided to bring some pieces of the mat, because like when this the room of the floor of this room was on this floor, the mat was to be applied. Then in that condition the pieces were there, and these pieces were kept in the garden also for future use or for some place where they can be used. So now Hannah decided to bring those pieces of this mat also, if they can be used, in order to save the mat from this blood. So now what happened? She, so that the blood would not ruin the floor covering, she went out to the back veranda where the gardener kept strips of matting with which to protect the delicate shrubs on cold nights, and took an armful of them. Now see what happened. This is a very, very important part that we are discussing. So now she went to the veranda that was very close to this garden in order to bring. So there she found that the gardener who has kept the strips of the matting. Now why he has kept those strips? So that they can be used in different purposes. One is to protect the delicate shrubs on cold nights. I don't know whether you know or not. During the time when the farmers they know that their crops are ready, and during the cold nights also they cover their crops with the sheet of the clothes in order to protect them, so that they should not they must not be ruined because of the extreme cold also. So here also this gardener, he had kept these strips very safely in order to cover these shrubs during the cold nights. And so she brought these pieces along with her. But when she went back into the room, she saw this was useless. Now when she brought these pieces and she entered into the room, she found that her bringing of these mat pieces, it was useless, it was in vain. Now why it was in vain? The blood had already soaked through the packing in the man's wound and had ruined the mat under him. Now see what happened. As she entered into the room, she found that the packing in the man's wound, I told you just now, what was the packing in the man's wound? As the blood was coming, so that wound was packed with the sea moss. And in order to operate upon this person, in order to take out that bullet from the person's body, obviously that sea moss has to be removed. So when Sadao removed that sea moss, what happened? The blood immediately started oozing out, coming out, flowing out from the person's body. And immediately what happened? This blood ruined the mat. And bringing of this mat, the pieces of this mat, was in vain. It was of no use. Oh, the mat, she cried. Obviously she felt bad. So because the task is again increased. After this thing, now they have to clean the room, also clean the mat, so many things to be done. So now she says, okay, fine, the mat is ruined. Yes, it is ruined, Sada replied, as though he did not care. Help me to turn him, he commanded her. Now, as I told you, the best part of his personality is his dedication. He believes in his service as if he's doing the service to Almighty God. So now at this time, he was fully engrossed. Engrossed means his mind, body, soul was totally devoted in the person's life. He wanted to save the person. So at that time, he said, yeah, it's ruined. And he did not say anything, because at that moment, there's no point in wasting the time in such discussions. So he said that help me to turn this person, because the thing is that obviously we have to operate. She obeyed him without a word, and he began to wash the man's back carefully. He washed the back part of the person. Yumi would not wash him, she said. Now she informed that Yumi is not going to wash. Did you wash him then? Sadao asked, not stopping for a moment, his swift, concise movements. Now, when she said that Yumi is not going to wash, then Sadao asked that, fine, if Yumi is not going to wash, then did you try to wash the person? And he was not waiting for the answer, waiting for the reply from Hannah. He was continuously doing that thing. Swift means very quickly, concise movements that were going on of cleaning the person, that was still continuously going on. He was not wasting time in any of the discussions. Yes, she said. She said, yeah, she washed, but the face and the upper part. And he did not seem to hear her. He was not interested in all such discussion, because the priority is the operation upon the person. Now, but she was used to his absorption when he was at work. You can underline this statement. She was aware of his absorption. He was engrossed in his work during the time when he's doing any operation. He was fully engrossed in the person's body. And so she wondered for a moment if it mattered to him what was the body upon which he worked so long, as it was for the work he did so excellently. Now, Hannah was very much aware that her husband is a fantastic person. Not a fantastic human being, but a very passionate doctor also. So now she was surprised that it does not matter to this person. Like what they were discussing, who vibed the person. No, he is not at all interested in such silly things. And he was not at all bothered upon this fact also, like upon which body he was operating upon. The person is a friend or an enemy, or belongs to rich or upper caste. All these things I shared with you in the first class also, first period also. So so this is the same thing that I was happening with the person. He is not bothered, like the person under his hands is an enemy, but he was simply doing his task. And so, and he did so excellently also. Now you will have to give the anesthetic if he needs it, he said. Now see, as I told you that the bullet has to be taken out. So for that reason, the operation has to be done. And you know, the scissors are to be used and cutting is to be there. So now for that reason, obviously the pain would be there in the person's body. And for that reason, the anesthesia will be given to the person. Anesthesia, I believe that you all must have the knowledge. Anesthesia means the chloroform that is there, that is brought closer to the nostrils of a person, and the person becomes unconscious. Though the person is unconscious as because of the sufferings, but he was moaning, means slightly he was awake. And it could be possible that while operating upon the person, it could be possible that because of the extreme pain, it could be possible that the person would start shouting, crying, and he would start making movements also in his body. And in that condition, it would be difficult for the doctor to operate. So then he asked Hannah, as she was also a doctor, but though she was not practicing, she had completed her education along with Dr. Sadao, that I told you earlier also. They have studied from the same professor also, Professor Hali, and everything was same, but she was not doing. So now he said that you are supposed to give anesthesia to the person. I, she repeated blankly, but never have I. Now she said that I have never ever done. How will I be able to do that? It's easy enough, he said impatiently. Without showing any patience, he said that it's very easy. You'll be able to do it. He was taking out the packing now. Packing, I told you earlier, packing, that is the sea moss. So he was taking out that packing from the person's body. And so now what happened? He was taking out the packing now, and the blood began to flow more quickly. The blood was coming out from the person's body. He peered into the wound with the bright surgeon's light fastened on his forehead. Now, for example, you may have seen in the movies or in any film also, documentaries also, like the people, those who work in the mines, for example, copper mines, if you have heard copper mines, there is the copper plant is there. You know, when the people, they go under and into the mines, there is darkness, fine. When they go there, there is no light also, proper light is not there. So what they do, they wear the torchlight over their head, which is fastened. Fastened means it's tied up. There is a belt also, as you can see that Sadao is wearing. So the belt is tied up here and the light is there on the head. So with this torchlight, with this headlight, they can see like what is happening. So now with this light, with this surgeon's light that was fastened on his forehead, he was continuously checking the wound, like where the bullet is. Now the bullet is still here, and with the like instrument he was checking, he was able to find out that it is stuck up with something metallic, and he was able to confirm that still the bullet is there inside his body. Now he said with cool interest, now I wonder how deep this rock wound is. If it is not too deep, it may be that I can get the bullet. Now as he was hit because of these rocks also, so because of that, you know, the bullet, it entered much inside his body. Otherwise it could be easy for him to take the this bullet out of his body. Now but the bleeding is not superficial. Bleeding is not superficial means it's not from only the upper layer of the body. The blood is coming from the deep inside the cut that is there in the body. So the extreme heavy loss has been there from his body of the blood. He has lost much blood because there is the deep wound. At this moment, Hannah choked, and he looked up and saw her face the color of sulfur. Now see, as the blood was coming out from the body, and the stinking smell was there in that particular room. and Hannah was choking. She was not able to bear the environment, the smell of the blood that is coming, and that was, not letting her, not allowing her to stay in the room. So now, and Dr. Sadao, he knows very well his wife, that she is not able to suffer. She is not able to bear this situation. So he looked up, simply saw her face the color of sulfur. He could see the reactions that were coming on on her face, the expression. Don't faint, he said sharply, because he knew that his wife could not sustain. His wife could not stand the presence of the blood. If she would see the cut, if she would see the presence of the blood, she would either immediately start puking, she would start vomiting, or she may faint. So at this moment, Dr. Sadao, he said that, please don't faint. And he did not put down his exploring instrument. But at that moment, he did not stop like his fingers. At that moment also, continuously, he was doing his task. And then she clapped her hands to her mouth and leaped up and ran out of the room. And at that moment, what she did, she kept her hands very close to her mouth, and immediately she left the room and moved out of the room. Outside in the garden, he heard her retching. Retching means like vomiting. At that moment, as Sada was inside, he heard that Hannah was in the garden outside the room, and she was vomiting, she was puking. And he went on with his work. But he did not wait. He was continuously busy in doing his task. It will be better for her to empty her stomach, he thought. And in his thoughts, he was thinking, like, Dr. Sadao was operating upon any person's body inside the house. This lady, Hada, she had never ever seen any persons being operated upon inside the house. So that is why it's not possible for her to bear the sight of the blood, the stain, the smell also. But her distress, the disappointment, and his inability to go to her at once made him impatient and irritable with this man who lay like dead under his knife. But he was feeling very bad also at that moment, that at this time his wife needed his support, because she was vomiting, and she needed his support also. But at that moment, he could not leave the person also, because he was also lying dead under his knife. So he was also stuck up in such a situation, and he was feeling a little bit irritable, and feeling very bad also, that he could not support his wife at that moment. Fine. So now we have reached to the end of this session also, this class also.